It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube, so you can watch at home or on the go.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated, and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Hobbymakers, bright and early this morning. Hope you're nice and awake with us. We're awake.
We're awake. We're wide awake.
We are wide awake. Very excited for today's show. Those of you that have not met me before, I feel like I've not seen you for ages and ages, apart from yesterday. But we weren't on the web. We had issues with our website stream yesterday. We're here. We're live on the website. No gremlins today.
No gremlins today. We need that.
No, we're not going to have gremlins today because it's a huge, huge show this morning. This is what I love about Hobbymaker, is that if you want crafting first thing in the morning, oh my word, we've pulled out the big guns today. Those of you that have not met Kerry, how many shows have you done here now on Hobbymaker, Kerry?
This is my fourth.
Fourth show, and they've all been absolutely massive. I know that you're still getting orders through this morning.
We're still getting orders this morning.
Oh,
so we'll do the show and then we'll go home and pack your orders.
And lovely Craig, because what I love about living in loveliness, those of you that have not watched Kerry's shows before, is it's such a family business, isn't it? So your husband Craig, he's involved, your daughter Honey, she gets involved.
Yeah, she's been pinning lots of sequins ready for our next show.
Oh yeah, there's loads today.
We're all very creative in our family.
I love that.
We like to make a lot of mess.
And this is the great thing. So we are, obviously I know Kerry from our sister show, Sewing Street. So we're going to do a little bit of sewing today, but we're also going to do some real sort of beginner projects. So don't panic if you're not a sewer, because we're going to get you sewing with smaller projects. We're also going to bring back the absolutely amazing, I mean, last time Kerry was here at 6 AM, 100 of these sold. Now, we don't have anywhere near enough stock to go around, I don't think, today. So my one word of wisdom is get involved early, because the ball's back. And there's no sewing involved
No sewing in this one, lots of pinning and folding. Nice and easy, perfect morning project, cup of tea, relaxing, and lots of pinning.
Exactly, that's exactly what we're doing today. We've got a cup of tea. I've got a coffee this morning. It's my second time getting up at 4 AM, so I was like, right, I'm having a coffee.
Second one of the week?
Yeah.
I think I can only do it once every other week. Yeah. I don't think I could do it.
It's a lot, isn't it?
It's a shock to the system to hear the alarm clock go off and know
you've
not got 5 more minutes. You've got to be up and out.
And it was dark this morning. I was like, oh no, the winter is coming.
No.
4 AM.
It's still sunny.
But last time I was doing the earlies, Ollie, it was bright and early on the drive to work, and now, yeah, it's not so much. Now, we want to hear from you today. Let us know if you've got any of Kerry's kits home. Let us know. Send in any photographs if you have seen Kerry before, any of her mates. We'd love to hear from you this morning. Let's make it really interactive. When we're on Sewing Street, it's normally, you know, quite chaotic. There's lots going on. So actually this morning, we can actually have a nice little chat.
We can have a chat, have a cup of tea. It's a nice cup of tea you've made me. Thank you very much.
The email address is studio@hobbymaker.co.uk, studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. If you want to send in any photographs to us, any messages, please do it. But you can also now message on our website. So if you're watching on the live stream, yes, no gremlins today. Come in and say hello. Good morning, says Laura in the gallery. We've got Laura and Ollie in the hot seats today. There they are. Hello. Ollie, you all right? You're just waking up? He says, I am still waking up, but he's here. We're all here. Michael's on cameras as well. Hello, Michael. So loads going on today. We've got kits galore on the desk, as you can see, and it's all loaded onto pre-order. So whilst you're dropping us a message on the web chat, come on in and have a look at all of the kits on pre-order. We've got beautiful mug rugs. We've got bowl cozies, we've got the star table centerpiece. Now, there's a lot of these that we've literally got hot off the press. I know that you've been packing these, especially.
I think I was packing till
Late last night.
yeah, very late. I don't know
Kerry
what
doesn't
time.
sleep. I don't know when Kerry sleeps. It always concerns me how busy you are. It really concerns me. Have we also got some brand new kits to Hobbymaker as well?
We've got brand new kits to Hobbymaker. We've got 3 brand new kits today to Hobbymaker, and 3 brand new kits to us. We've never produced these as a kit before, so this is new to us as well.
Brilliant. Are we ready? Because we're going to start with an early bird special. Those of you that are waking up nice and early with us, we always do a little treat to start the day and something that's really affordable to make sure everybody can get involved. Are you ready? It is, of course, the Patchwork Bauble Early Bird. So it is the bauble that I was talking about. Now, as I said, Kerry had over 100 orders in the end for this bauble after her 6 a.m. show. It's beautiful though, isn't it? Look at this. I mean, this is too nice to go on my tree. I have to have this on like a...
High up on the tree, now you have a little one.
Right, okay. Well, I almost, yeah, high up on the tree.
High up on the tree.
Yeah, definitely. It almost deserves to be on like a mantelpiece or a centerpiece or something.
Well, over the years when we've done these, I've seen some beautiful photos. You know, if you've got a nice stairway, perhaps you're having a garland down there. They look. I haven't, so I've not been able to recreate that, I'm afraid. But they look fantastic. They are a bit addictive to make, so I think once you've made one.
How many have you made?
How many half-made ones have I got? Craig still doesn't have 13. I think I told you this a few years ago. He still doesn't have 13, no. But we've got a lot of half-made ones.
Now, we have got the kit, so if you love this colourway and if you love these fabrics, it's already on pre-order, so you can grab it on pre-order. We are going to do the pattern on its own. So if you've got your own fabrics, what fabrics are we going to need for this, Kerry?
So just on the back, actually. So for your fabric, so the centre of the bauble, you need less. So my recommendation to you is to go for a colour that really pops. We generally tend to put red in the centre. Just to mention, if you're going for the kits, the colours may vary because we make these up so frequently, so the kits may vary, but we generally tend to put a red in the middle. But you know, from people who've had the pattern in the past, we've seen them made up in silvers, in golds, in reds. And it really is scraps of fabric. So on the back of the pattern, if I just have a little look, 'cause I can't remember off the top of my head, it really is a 6.5 piece by 26 inches. So little squares really make this perfectly. And they look great. I mean, if you look at one side of my bauble there, so if you turn it around, there's actually 2 different fabrics that are featuring in there. So you can bring as many fabrics into this as you want to. In your kit, there'll be 4 different fabrics, similar fabrics to what we've got there, but it's a nice way just to showcase you.
This would be nice as like a memory, actually. You could use, you know, or clothes or special ties, or you could use even baby clothes.
We had some photos, I don't know whether you'll remember, in the past where people have put photos in the middle.
Oh, that's a lovely idea.
So instead of having the star, you know, and doing the first round of folding, people have actually put photos in the middle. Or, you know, if you enjoy stamping, you can put dates and things, first Christmas, new home, that sort of thing, or Christmas 2022, 2022? Christmas 2022. You know, you can really go to town on these ones if you want to, but I like nice and traditional.
I bet then if Shay was premature, Ollie, you had lots of really tiny, tiny little baby things, tiny little baby grows. That, I mean, I've got boxes and boxes of newborn baby things that I just can't bear to throw away. And it would be so lovely to think of, you know, Maisie's first Christmas with all the little baby grows, all in a lovely bauble. The pattern on its own is just $6.99. Don't worry, there's no sewing. It's all a folding technique. Oh, we have been working with the team and with Kerry to be able to get as many of these back in stock for today's show. If you prefer to get the kit as well is very, very affordable, but as your early bird special today, your pattern on its own is just $6.99. I'm going to open it up just so you can see, because I'm so used to Kerry's kits. As I say, I've been working with Kerry for the last few years now, since the start of lockdown. And actually...
You launched.
I did.
You launched
I did the first ever show. So I'm so used to seeing all these, but in your pattern, you always have incredibly thorough pictures, look, all photographs, step-by-step instructions of exactly how to create your bauble. So it is really holding your hand through. It's a nice one actually to do with the kids through the summer holidays.
It is, yeah, it is. I mean, my children have made lots of these, and I've spoke to some of the people that ordered last time. There was one lady that ordered, we had a different design on our last show, but she'd ordered 8 of these, and it's to round up friends and things, so to have either to make for friends, and then I know last time we were on, people were getting people together and having sort of like a little, making their own afternoon tea party, so, you know, nobody has to take responsibility for cutting the kits, because we've done them already.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely wait for those kits as well. But Ollie's got a good point here. He says, what about making these not just for Christmas? You know, lots of people do wreaths on their door for different times of year. Yeah. This doesn't need to necessarily be, you could do it in oranges as a pumpkin.
Yeah, yes. Oh, I like that. Shall we bring that back? I'll be dreaming about that tonight.
Oh, I know. Kerry dreams about baubles, literally. She had a dream about a certain bauble.
I did.
We had a message come in. Good morning. Oh, I've had lots of messages this morning. Good morning, ladies and crews from Manchester. Lots and lots of love to you all. That's lovely, Susan. Good morning, Susan. Morning to you. Hi, Fiona. Morning, ladies and crew. Having my morning with a coffee, and then I'm off to bed. Night shift done till tonight. Oh, Fiona, here you go. Cheers to you. Well done, Fiona. And then we've got another message from Mary. Said, good morning. Looking forward to the lovely fabrics. Have a good day. Oh, we've got a great day today. Lovely morning planned for you, Mary. £6.99 for your early bird special from Living in Loveliness. Right, come on then, let's do the kit, because with the value for money that Kerry's done for us, it is brilliant, because you get all of the fabrics that you can see here, already selling on pre-order.
Already.
Craig will be happy to
He'll
know.
be delighted.
And you also get all of these lovely little mini pins. So these are the ones that you're going to put into your bauble, everything that you need. Do you get your polystyrene ball?
Yes, everything's included in the kit.
Have you pinched mine?
I've pinched. I thought I'd start another one.
Oh, brilliant. So yes, you get your polystyrene ball. You then get loads of your pre-cut squares. You get your really lovely ribbon, and then you also get your pins. And by the way, you also get your instruction. Now, no sewing machine required. If this is the first time that you're doing soft crafts or working with fabrics, then this is the one to go for. Just $13.99. How beautiful, beautiful, beautiful is this? And when we talk about Christmas, when we talk about Christmas fabrics, I instantly think of Kerry and Living in Loveliness. You are the Christmas queen. You're normally in a Christmas dress.
Well, I know. I still can't find time to make another one, and I don't seem to be able to find my ones from last year. I think
Well, this is it. When we started Christmas in July was when it was scorching hot a couple of weeks ago, and all of my Christmas gear was up in the loft, and I thought, I am not opening that loft hatch. I can't.
I did actually send my son up thinking perhaps I put them away with the Christmas things, but no, they're not there.
Oh my word!
But I did have a little reminder how many lovely Christmas things I've got. So I'm excited.
Oh, honestly, Kerry does Christmas very, very well. I'd love to see your household at Christmas. But how beautiful is this? And yours is going to be just like this. Are we going to do a little bit of showing you how to do it?
Yes, we can do.
Let's do it.
Well, I'm sitting here folding. I think it's just second nature to me now to start folding. So this is nice and easy. So what we're going to do, so for the centre of your ball, if you're going for the pattern and you're going to perhaps put a photo in the centre, which I thought was a lovely idea. One of the ladies sent me some beautiful photos who'd made these in the past with us. Then this is the bit that you would skip. But, so no folding your photos. So I'll show you how to do this. So if you're thinking about putting a photo onto there, just make sure it's the same size as your measurements and don't fold. But if you're using the kit or the pattern as it's intended, the first thing we're going to do is to fold the fabric in half so you can see that nice metallic dot there. And that really is to help us find the centre. We're then going to look on the ball. So it depends which ball you get in the kit. You might have one that has got 2 little dots. That might be super difficult to see, but you'll find that on either side of your ball there is a marking just to let you know which is the centre. And then you've always got a seam line. So if we start with that first one, and if we just take one of the pins, again, these come in your kit, And all we want to do is to just mark across. I find this bit really helps me to get the centre, certainly for when we're moving on to the second side, so they're not sort of off to an angle, if you like. So we've got the centre of the bulbul there. So what I've done here is folded that in half again to find the centre of my fabric. And that little cross that we've finger pressed there, we're just going to align onto the centre of the bulbul, excuse me, and then drop a pin into each corner.
You've been very generous with the amount of fabric that you're giving us here, and it means that it's super sort of plush, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a really luxury bauble. If you go to, I don't know, if you ever have the chance of going to big department stores in London, like your Harrods and Liberty, and I mean, you could do it in some of your favourite Liberty prints or Selfridges. Big baubles like this are a fortune, aren't they? And this is something that you could sit in front of the television, maybe your favourite Christmas movie in December. Just get them all ready. This is a really lovely Christmas activity to do. Personalise them. Absolutely. Do them to your own colour palette. Once you've got the pattern, once you've got the kit, you've got that pattern that then if you get your own, polystyrene balls, you could do different sizes. Once you know the technique and you've got the pattern, you could do as many as you want. $13.99. Kerry, what's your angel policy? Are we allowed to make to sell?
You can make to sell these. I'm quite happy for you to make to sell them. Not mass produced, of course, and not reprinting the step by steps, but I'm happy for you to make to sell.
So if you've got any craft fairs coming up, or if you're doing school fairs, this would be beautiful to sell on a craft fair stall. I absolutely love it. Right, so you've got your
different
first
as well,
spread out.
wouldn't they? They'd be very different
really
to find
different.
on a craft fair. So I think I've got a tickle. I'm very sorry.
Do you want your drink? Do you want
Might have to have a
drink?
sip of
Have
my
a sip
cup
of
of
your
tea.
tea. It's lovely. And this is what's so lovely about the early show is that we're all just having a cup of tea together. Let us know what you're doing. Message in. Any questions that you've got for Kerry as well, it's the perfect time to ask any questions about any of your kits that you've got.
It's a real treat to have a cup of tea at this hour in the morning anyway. So again, with each of your fabrics now, so from your kit, you're only going to keep 2 pieces of fabric, and I'd always start on opposite sides that don't need that pin in the centre. With the rest of your kit, what I tend to do is set myself up a bit of a production line, if you think, and then fold every single fabric that comes in your kit into these quarters. Once you've got your quarters, then taking the pins, we're just going to slide these into the centre. So I've done that here with the red ones, and again, just build up your piles, and then you get the enjoyment of popping these all together. Taking one of the first red squares and just finding that centre point on your fabric, and we're going to slide that pin into the centre and make sure that these raw edges are aligning. Once we've got that, we're then going to take the top right or left, it really doesn't matter, and fold this down. Once you fold this down, we're then going to take another pin and just slide this into the centre, and we'll just pin that corner as well.
Good idea getting yourself these little bowls out. One with your pins, one to keep your polystyrene ball.
Definitely. So you can use a mug, a little dip bowl, or even a little china mug's really sweet, isn't it?
Cute.
These are dip bowls.
Sometimes, I mean, those of you that are sewers or, crafters in general, if you're doing lots of die cutting in your craft room, it's nice to actually sometimes do things that are a bit more sociable, that you can sit with your family, or you can sit in front of the telly, get yourself a little lap tray and do this on your knee.
This is really one of the projects that is lovely. I mean, there's some projects where we just have to have the space to spread out, but this one is perfect as a nice Christmas film.
Yeah. What's your favourite?
Love
We're
Actually.
August now, actually.
I know, I just realised. I know, I nearly
August.
said June. I know. Love Actually is my favourite.
That's definitely
timeless.
one of my favourites.
It's one of those films that when that comes onto TV, I know Christmas is not far.
Yes.
So on the opposite one here, we're then going to slide this in and work on the opposite side. Same technique, folding into the centre, sliding your pin through.
Ollie loves Hugh Grant in Love Actually.
I just love his dance on the stairs.
Oh, I love him.
I
Brilliant.
love Hugh Grant anyway. He went into a friend of mine's tea shop a few years ago, so she's just got this signed photograph. He went for afternoon tea. It's like, why did you not put it on while he was there? We would have like all come. She went, well, I wanted him all to myself.
Oh my word.
Imagine serving Hugh Grant afternoon tea. Could have had him making a bauble.
You could have, absolutely.
I could have taken a bauble, had him making a
You
bauble.
could have had his face on the front of it.
I could have done. I'll do that if he comes and has afternoon tea with me. Okay, so these are in two opposite sides. We're then taking the next pin, sliding this into the centre. And on that first round, we want 4. And the more often you do this, you'll pick up your confidence and you can then sort of start folding both pieces at the time, bringing these into the centre and sliding the pins through.
And you know, if you're getting the kit, it's things like the pins. If you think at home, oh, well, I've got, you know, pins, you'll end up with longer ones, shorter ones with ball-headed things on and all sorts. You've got everything that you need in the kit, which is incredible. And you don't actually really see the pins, do you?
Don't see the pins, no. But again, you know, if you're, I think as crafters, we tend to have a selection of things in our stash. You might have some really pretty pins that you can just pop into the centre. And in fact, a couple of these, I've used brads. So the little brads that you'll use to pop through your cards, I've just used like a star one and push those in. I haven't got an example of it here, but again, it's a nice way to use some of your stash to pop into this project as well, and then make it really personal to your taste, and helps when you're using up your stash as well, doesn't it?
And you've got a really sort of online presence as well with social media, haven't you? So there's a lovely community. Those of you that are making these baubles, definitely follow Living in Loveliness on social media, because I know that you love, you know, seeing everybody.
Oh, I love seeing photos. Yeah, I think, you know, like your pumpkin idea, it gives us some ideas. I love that. We're so doing that later in the year.
Yeah, good idea.
So we've done the first round. Now on the first round of the bauble, we do just need 4 inside here. On your second layer, we're then going to use 8 of the fabrics. Now, as I mentioned, your kit fabrics may vary, so decide the order that you want. I always choose my favourite from the collection to go on the exterior, because I think that's the one that you really see. So decide which is your favourite, and then we're literally going to work through these bundles now. So I'll just go ahead and slide the pins through my next set of 8 so I can show you how to do that next layer.
So if you're doing this again, once you've got your kit and you've got your pattern, when you're doing it again, it's good to choose contrasting, alternating between it, so you really get to see that star in the centre. So you can see, this is obviously the first bit that we've done here, and we're moving on to the second row. Oh, yeah, there you go. So, because obviously with the Lionesses winning the Euros, Ollie wants to do like a Euros theme ball as well. Oh, great idea.
I love that. I think you should just do that anyway. We did do these in a kit earlier in the year for the Jubilee as well celebration, so they look great. They look, to be honest, they look fabulous in any colours, any colour combination. They work all year round. And I know you think it's winter already, but while we've still got sunshine, you know, these make great things to hang in your gardens as well, on your trees or in
tropical colours, that's it, yeah. Did you watch the Euros, Kerry?
I didn't.
Did you not? Oh, you need to watch it back because
I didn't.
It was
I don't
amazing.
know. What was I doing? Oh, I did.
You probably
I did a
did
spin
bubbles.
class. No, I was at spin.
Did you?
Yeah, I did a
Not
spin
bad.
class, and I'm so out of it. I didn't realise how important it was, to be honest, until I got in there and everybody was sitting. Like, there was nobody in the spin room, and I thought, well, why is nobody coming in? And they were like, we're about to score. We're about to score. Even the instructor was too busy watching it. So we did the class, and then as soon as we came out, just sat in the foyer watching to see what happened. And as I was driving home, it was like I was racing to get home. There was a few minutes, and then when it went into the extra time, I had the chance to watch it when I got back. But I think you're right. I do need to watch it back.
We've got a question come in. Hello, Catherine. Good morning. Morning, ladies. This looks lovely. I've got mine. I've got my order. Can I please ask what size is the bauble?
10 centimetres.
There you go, 10 centimetres. So if you are thinking maybe of making multiple. The thing is though, if you're thinking of doing the same colours again, you want them all matching, multi-buy on the kit. You do get your pattern in there. So I could suggest, look, once you've got your pattern, use your own fabrics from your stash, your own pins, your own ribbons, etc. But because these are all so beautifully kitted with perfect Christmassy fabrics, I definitely just multi-buy on the kit. Now, the issue is last time Kerry was here, all of these sold out, and we had, I think, well, a lot more than we've got today. So just to be aware, we've managed to kit as many as we can. A third of the stock's gone already. So if you do want it, I know bright and early at 6:25, if you're watching on any kind of replay, it's worth calling up or having a look on the website and seeing what is available. I think everything actually in your show last time sold out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Everything pretty much sold out. It's brilliant. Hello, Jennifer. We've had loads of lovely messages. Morning, morning, ladies. I don't normally catch the early shows. Normally in snooze land. These baubles look amazing, and the colours are fantastic. Jennifer, go for it. If you've never done soft crafts before, you don't need to panic because you don't need even any sewing experience. It's no needle and thread, no sewing machine. It's simply pinning fabric.
Just pinning and folding.
It looks a bit sort of like origami, but actually we could all do it. We could all do it.
We can all do it. So what I've done here is I've just gone around. So we've made that first layout. We're then going to repeat that layer using the guidelines that we've created. And the thing that's really important to get that finished star design is to always work using the first layer, which is quite easy to see as you move through the layers. Now, you can absolutely get a ruler and measure this, and I know lots of people, certainly when we've run this at classes, I know people like to measure it exactly. So from that centre point, if you're measuring with a ruler, it's 1/4 inch. If, like me, you're by eye, use the width of your little fingernail and just follow that around. So you're placing your little fingernail or your little finger, and from that pin to your next pin where you're pinning this into position, it's 1/4 inch away. And where we're pinning is where the seam meets. So where that folded fabric meets in the centre, that's where we're inserting that pin. And then we're using that same technique. So if we're doing it step by step, fold into the centre, make sure those folds are marrying up into the centre and pin. And the second time on the corner into the centre and pin. Sorry, onto the point and pin, and then the second side, centre and pin, and corner and pin. Now, what gives us that beautiful star in the centre is when we do the next round. So if you wanted to, from your fabrics, you could mix this up if you wanted to, if you're making this at home. So I've shown you on the ball here that we've got...
Bring it a bit towards you, Kerry.
Towards me there?
There you go.
So on one side here, just to show you if you're using your own fabrics and you can't decide, I know I have that feeling with some of my fabrics, you know, you can, they're the same tone, you'll still get the same finish. So I've used like a polka dot and a star here, or in your kit it will all be the same. So again, that's personal preference if you're coming to make these again, or if you're using just the pattern. So same distance. Now this time where the two folds of the fabric, or where one of those stars, if you like, we've got like a little bit of a kiss, haven't we, in the centre there. Finger into the centre, push the pin through, into that fold, always into the fold, and it really is now when we fold this back that you start seeing that centre point. And at this stage you start, you know, if it's the first time you've ever made this, seeing how this very easily comes together. Now, the one question I get asked a lot is how long will this take? You know, you can speed through this if you wanted to, like I'm doing today, or you can take your time. If you're making or intending on making several of these, then you'll pick up speed as you're going through. But it's a nice, relaxing
project. I suppose you get yourself a bit of production line going and you can do this quite leisurely. You've got time to do it, let's face it, haven't you? We're in August, we've got time to do it for Christmas. But also, if you do think, right, I'm just keeping these kits and I'm going to do this as a nice little activity in December, grab these whilst you can. Kerry, I know that we did quite a bit of the bauble last time we were on air, so you can watch that show back. We've got loads of kits that we want to do. Is there any other bits that you want to mention about the bauble?
I'll just very quickly show you how to do the ribbon, if you like.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
So when your two seams meet, so I mentioned that we're bringing those seams together. You'll work on both sides. You'll find naturally that your two raw edges are marrying up. So to put your ribbon on, simply take your ribbon, centre it on those raw edges.
This is once you've done all of the fabric.
This is once it's all together, yeah. And again, for this section, there is measurements in there if you prefer to use measurements. Allow this to run round. Now, if you're getting to the last layer of your fabric and it's not quite meeting in that seam, then you need to stagger that last fabric. So You know, if there's a little bit of a gap, just make sure you bring that down. So where I mentioned 1/4 inch, it may be that yours needs to go 1/2 inch. So again, using your bowl or your cup, let's get that one so I can access the pins. 2 fingers on to get your ribbon, fold into the middle and pin.
This is a lovely technique to learn as well for all your prezzies.
Yeah.
It looks so lovely, doesn't it, to be able to do this on the top of all your presents.
So 2 fingers in again. And I think that's about 1.5 inches when you look into the pattern. 1 pin is absolutely fine. Then 1 finger and across, always pinning in the center. Now, when you're popping the pins in, definitely for this ribbon, it's important that when you put the pins in, you're putting these in at a 45-degree angle. And the reason for that is actually once you've got, the bulbul's quite heavy anyway in comparison to your normal bulbuls, but once you've got your fabric on there, then it's certainly much heavier. So the last one, I'd pop 2 pins in. Again, at that 45-degree angle, so you've got that lovely finish on there.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yours will be much neater than this. And it's up to you how much of this ribbon. You've got 1 metre of the ribbon in your kit. So we're just bringing this out straight and folding this in once and twice. Now that hides that raw edge. And as we bring this around, making sure there's no twists, popping that into the centre of the bulbul there, as you can see. 1 pin in each side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that gives you the finished look for your ribbon there.
Brilliant. It looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? I love the detail, and the ribbon is gorgeous. It's really nice and wide and plush, but so you do your 4 pins there, and that's all, no raw edges. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Why don't everybody who's got their kit so far, if we can, before 8 o'clock, we will come back to it and recap it, but just shop ahead if I were you. There's loads of amazing new products. Now, should we do a little bit of sewing? We've got some brand new kits to Hobbymaker. We've got the mug rugs, we've also got the bowl cozies, and we've got a placemat set all coming up. Now, we did mention that Kerry and I have known each other for years as part of Gemporia partnership. So it isn't just Hobbymaker under this roof. There's a long corridor, lots of channels, and lots of creative channels as well. So this is a little bit more about the Gemporia partnership.
Hobbymaker are proud to work alongside some of the biggest brands in the industry. Keep watching for these brands and many more here on Hobbymaker.
Hey everybody, it's Keith here from Paper Dynamics. Why don't you join us this Friday the 5th of August for the Paper Dynamics Takeover Day. Yes, we're going to have 5 hours of solid creative fun with over 80 different SKU lines for you to choose from. So why don't you treat yourself? You can be buying products like these. So don't forget, join us this Friday from 1 PM on Hobbymaker for the Paper Dynamics Takeover Day.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube. So you can watch at home or on the go. Want to know what's going on in the next show? Then head over to our website. Click on the TV guide. This will tell you who's presenting, which guest we have joining us, along with what's going on in each hour. If you ever miss a show, you can catch up by clicking on the day you missed and then click Watch This Show. You can also view what product was on and if it's still available to buy. Catch up on Hobbymaker.
Welcome to our exciting and brand new shopping channel, Hobbymaker, dedicated to crafting. We'll be working with some of the biggest brands in the industry, which means you can look forward to highly skilled crafters, demonstrations and great products at great prices. We'll be bringing you a mix of papercraft, mixed media, resin, candle making and so much more from our expert guests. So let's get crafting with Hobbymaker.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated, and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
My name is Anne-Marie and I am the creative manager at Hunky-Dory Crafts. Hunky-Dory are the UK's premier papercraft manufacturer, and we design and manufacture all of our papercraft goodies back at home in Preston. We do lots of papercraft products as well as moonstone dyes. We have our Prism range of colouring mediums like watercolour pencils, alcohol markers, waterbrush pens, and we also have our very own range of stamps called For the Love of Stamps. We're really looking forward to bringing you all of our brand new product launches as well as our inspirational demonstrations, which we just know the audience love.
Hello, welcome back, welcome back. Right, we're ready for some brand new Living in Loveliness. One of my favourite things about Kerry and her kits is that you always package them so beautifully. I mean, this is how it will come to you in the post, all beautifully wrapped in tissue paper with a sticker on front as well, all kitted, folded beautifully, you'll see in a moment, with all of your gorgeous fabrics. So the first of 3 brand new kits today are these beautiful mug rugs. Now, I adore these. Straight in with the price. Now, it says here, set of 6. Kerry's actually worked out, she put a bit more fabric in, so now you can make 8.
You can make 8.
You can make 8. The only difference is that 2 of them will be with the spotty fabric, but they're all still coordinating. So you make 6 of your sort of set of your hobby fabric, but then we don't like waste, do we? So there you go. You've also got your spotty ones for extras as well.
And there's still fabric left in the kit as well. So if you were really thrifty, like I am, you could definitely rustle up some more out there if you wanted to.
Oh my word, that's amazing. So for anybody who is new to sewing, is this a lovely beginner project?
Perfect beginner project. Nice, easy project. Fast make, so quick satisfaction with this little project, and of course very useful indeed as well.
I love having, I'm a bit obsessed with coasters in our house. I am like, right, put a coaster down. So when people come round, when people come round, I get a bit nervous thinking, oh my word, they've just put their glass down without a coaster. So I've got a bit of a hack.
So you sing
for
to them
these.
as well.
Yeah, I'm like, pick up your glass. But what's a good idea, I think, Kerry, I've told you about this hack before, is to not stitch this part down, have this open. If you've got a wine glass, you can shimmy somebody's wine glass in there so they've got their glass attached to their coaster.
And they're never going to forget.
I think it's a good idea, and then it's just there attached to it. But these are really lovely gifts for people as well, and to sell at craft fairs. I think they're perfect. Right, shall we open it up? Shall we do a grand reveal? Because in the kit, you have everything you need.
No, you never do.
I don't like to rip it open because it's so beautifully presented. Look at this. And in here, Ollie watches lots of those YouTube videos where you watch people unwrapping things.
My son's just started getting into that.
Really?
I mean, he's 10, but he's only just started. But I know my nieces have been watching them for years, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Ollie loves watching them. So you have got, and you can see, it isn't just for Christmas. You've done some in Liberty fabric there, so you can do them all year round. In the kit, though, you've got your lovely Christmas fabrics, and they are beautiful.
4 fat quarters.
4 fat quarters?
4 fat quarters in there, so they are full fat quarter. Well, 18 by 20 inch fat quarters in here.
So that's a whole metre of fabric. You've got 4 beautiful fabrics, and I must show you what a fat quarter looks like. Those of you that have not seen, it's a lot of fabric. You're not working with scraps here. And each of the fabrics, these 2 fabrics that are printed, all of them, in fact, actually, have got this beautiful gold metallic. How gorgeous are they? But that's sort of embedded into the fabric. It's not going to scratch off. You're still going to be
That's
able to
why I
wash
love these fabrics, actually. They wash beautiful and they look lovely, and especially at Christmas time with all your lights and the metallics. And we've made these in different fabrics, but I think they're extra special in the Christmas ones, to be honest.
What I love about Kerry is that actually you've matched them in. So if you've got the bauble kit, if you're getting the bowl cozy and the placemats, everything's going to be matching, which is lovely, isn't it? On your, you could have these all on your Christmas table this year. So you've got here your holly, and then you've also got your poinsettia. So you've got 4 fat quarters, and you're getting your wadding. Now this is a lovely plush wadding.
Beautiful wadding, yeah.
Is this
nice
80%?
80-20.
Yeah, 80% cotton, 20% polyester. So it's great to wash, but it's super, super soft as well. And you're getting your full instructions, everything that you need to know. And in Kerry's instructions, you have any sort of templates that you may need. So in this one, it comes with your template. It comes with full instructions with photographs as well. All for $17.99. And once you've got the pattern, make it again in the summer with your nice summery fabrics to take on your picnics. This is going to be lovely for gifts for people as well, isn't it? You know, do you ever buy anybody a mug for, you know, Christmas or a teacher's present, or you always see lovely mugs. It's nice to be able to do a mug, maybe put some biscuits and a mug rug in there.
You're going to be great when Maisie goes to school with your parents.
All the teachers, this is it, exactly. This is ideal, isn't it?
You need to start now.
Well, you got
need
8.
to start prepping them. There you go.
You've got 8 teachers there, haven't you? Perfect. Right, so how easy is this?
So again, I really like this project actually because 1, it's very easy, but 2, there's a lot of folding in this.
Okay.
Now, if you've, if you do a lot of sewing anyway, you can take this technique and move it into bigger projects as well. So it's a nice technique to work with. So the first thing that we're going to do is to cut our fabrics. You're going to need 6 fabrics in total. 1 for the centre, so choose your favourite. I've worked with the polka dot. I mean, you can get 8 mug rugs out this. You might want to cut them and put them together differently. There's the fat quarters there to allow you to do that. So I'll go for similar sort of design with a red polka dot for the centre and the green there on the back. So they're your first 2. And then you need 4 to make that little magic square. So to do that, we're going to take the fabrics, if I just bring that across. Take the fabrics, make sure they're wrong side of the fabric facing you, and then we're going to fold those in half and just give them a little press. So fold them in half and give those a press. Give that a moment or 2 to cool down because it does get quite warm, and the next bit is a little bit of folding as well, so we want that fabric nice and cool. So 2, 3, and the third one, so fabrics in half again, and give that a little press. Let's just get that right. So raw edge to raw edge. So first of all, we're just starting with triangles. The next thing that we're going to do is to just bring this into a curve. Now, naturally, as we fold this into the centre here, you can finger press these. Roll and hems work really well with these if you've got them in your tool, but I tend to find it works much easier with the iron. So we're bringing that in approximately ½ inch, and then we just bring that around and give that a press. So you've got that lovely curved line on each of these. So let's do that for all 4, into the centre, and then curve this out. So when it comes to the edge, we want that point matching up, if you like. So we'll do that with all 4. So again, in ½ inch, and bring that around and give that a little press. So we'll repeat that for all 4 of these.
Oh, Laura, I'll tell you all about it. Laura's saying in my ear that she wants to get, well, her dad wants to get a sewing machine for his partner. Oh, sorry, am I not allowed to say? Sorry, it's a private conversation. I might not be able to say, but she's asking me about advice in sewing machines. I'll tell you about this one, but this is the one that you should get, Laura, definitely.
I'm like that with secrets. Don't tell me a secret.
I know, yeah.
I will forget that it's a secret and let it slip out. Probably not on TV.
Yes. Well, yeah, my mum often says to me, oh, Vic, I didn't know you were doing this. I didn't know you were going there. I didn't know this. And I was like, how do you know? She says, well, you told everybody on the telly. I think, oh, yeah, I forget sometimes I'm on the telly. I'm just having a chat.
So we're placing the first one into the corner, and here, just take a pin and just pin this through your layers. So pick up the second one, and then we're laying this on top. So into that second corner. Just twist this around to make it easier. And a bit like your bulbul, to be honest, it's just folding and tucking at this stage. So picking up your third one, now I find the red and the green, I've used the same colour on colour, but it does really make it pop if you're using different fabrics. So the third one goes into the third corner here, and we're still overlapping at this stage so we can see all of those. And it's the last one, so when we pop the last one in, we're popping that into the fourth corner, picking up that first one, so picking up that first little triangle there and tucking this underneath. And that's what gives you that magic square in the centre there. Now, I find this much easier because you've got so many layers here to just use the longest stitch or your basting stitch on your sewing machine, and we're simply going to sew around that raw edge, just using your longest stitch.
Right. Have you used this machine yet?
I did actually. I used this machine last time I was here, and it's perfect for beginners actually. You've got some wonderful, and not necessarily beginners, because you've got a lot of beautiful stitches on here, which I always think is a lovely bonus. And the one thing that I always recommend when you're going for a sewing machine, I've been teaching people to sew for a long time, is go for the one with lots of stitches, because very soon into your sewing journey, you progress so quickly that you'll want those stitches. And for projects, even on something like this, we've got some really nice stitches on here.
Nice decorative stitches.
Well, I love a decorative stitch. So you've got lots of different stitches, but what's particularly wonderful about this machine here is it's very easy. Some machines come and you've got to read the manual, you've got to look at for your stitches, but this one is right in front of you.
Yeah, it's very intuitive. I know you may know at home Stuart Hillard, who's part of our sister show as well, very, very renowned in the craft world. And he actually was the person who got this machine in at Sewing Street and said, you've got to sell this machine because it's brilliant. It's one of the most intuitive machines. So those of you that ever go to classes or workshops and you're giving a machine, and it could take half the class to actually get to know a machine, whereas this is one you can plug in and get sewing. And we might not all have a designated craft room or designated sewing machine room, whereas this is going to be ideal as it's portable as well. So it's quite lightweight. It's not too lightweight that it's going to jump around.
Well, I was just going to say, especially if you're saying taking to classes, this is the perfect machine. In fact, I've got several ladies who have this machine that bring them to classes because it is so lightweight. And as you say, you don't lose any of that, with it jumping around. You can see here that this isn't jumping around. And to select your stitches is really simple. Some machines that, one of my machines that I've got actually, it's you do have to read the manual to learn how to select the stitches. Here it's just very simple. Yeah, that number, that stitch, and away we go.
What we'll do in the 7 o'clock hour is I'll turn it round and I'll show you all of the features and functions on the front of the machine as well, because it is I'm going to call it, I think it's probably turning into our flagship machine on our sister show, Sewing Street. Bearing in mind, we've got a lot of sewing machines. This is the one that all of the guest designers sort of go to now. So we'll talk a bit about it. As we're kind of doing a bit of a sewing takeover this morning, we'll spin it round. Any questions that you have, it's a really good time to get your questions in, because we both know this machine very, very well. Any questions you have, get them in.
Fab. So what I've done here, just to stop this moving for the next part, is just sewn around the raw edge there, just using a basting stitch. And the next thing that I'm going to do, now if Vicky wants to put her wine glasses in, at this stage we don't do anything. You just slip your wine glass in and
a really good idea.
Party with your friends.
Even if I do so myself.
It's a fabulous idea. If you want to secure them down like the pattern recommends here, then we're sewing, again using the longish stitch length or your basting stitch, but just following the contour of that curve. When you arrive where it intersects here, we're just either going to use a reverse stitch or a lock-in stitch, or you can push the, leave extra thread, drop it through to the back and knot it off, whichever method you prefer. So I'm just going to bring that stitch length up to the longest stitch length.
I've just noticed, by the way, you've got split pay. You've got split pay on the machine as well. It's only £133. As Kerry was saying, this is perfect machine for a beginner, but for somebody who wants something that they're not going to grow out of straight away. So it does have the capability at the back there of lowering the feed dog. So that button, you can push that across, lower the feed dog. So if you want to do free motion quilting, you can. It's got a huge array of dressmaking stitches as well. So if you want to do, working with stretch fabrics, jerseys, you can. It's one of those that is going to grow with you.
It's also a next one up as well, isn't it? So if you've gone for a really basic machine and you are...
computerised, isn't it?
Yeah. If you are at that stage now where you want to upgrade your machine, it's a great upgrade from a basic sewing machine as well.
Well, I was shocked actually. I know a lot of people over the last few years, especially through lockdown, have got into sewing and maybe have borrowed a machine or got a second-hand machine. And this is one that's going to be, if you want to invest in your own, that's going to be reliable. Brother, of course, is a very, very famous name. Do you know what, Laura, as well? This is the game changer for me, as opposed to the machines that you're talking about, is that this has got an alphabet. So you can do monogramming and personalising. It's got actually 3 different alphabets. Yeah, great for dressmaking because it's got all stretch stitches on it. It's got an overcasting stitch as well. And no, it's not too heavy, so you can actually port this around if you don't have a designated space for it. It comes with a really lovely hard cover.
I think that's probably one of the best things, especially for classes as well, the hardcover.
They're saying, it ain't heavy, it's my brother. They're singing it in way enough. Ollie. Too good.
That's very good for this time of the morning.
Very good.
And I'm never going to be able to look at Brother and not sing that song now.
Such a dad. Don't peak too soon. You haven't even started your main show. Ollie works at Jewellery Maker. He's the director at Jewellery Maker. He hasn't even started his 5-hour show.
I know, he's on a roll now. He's on a roll.
He's peaked.
I feel like you need to break into tune now and have a little dance this morning. Why not? So we've sewn around, secured these into place. No wine glasses are going in there, I'm afraid, but they're secured into place. The next thing we're going to do is to place the back one. So this is the back of the coaster. And just leaving perhaps an 1.5 inch turning gap. Because it's so small, I'm just going to use the pins for the turning gap there. So I'm going to sew around those raw edges, starting and finishing where my pins are, then reverse this, bring this through.
Don't forget, you've got enough to be able to make 8 of your coasters, 4 fat quarters, your wadding, your instructions, all included in your kit. So if you do want that, make sure you're checking out as soon as you can. We've also got the bowl cozies, which I'll bring the graphics for because people are buying it on pre-order. Yes, a bowl. It's because Laura's accent, yeah. Not a ball, it's a bowl. Bowl cosy. Do you ever have a nice hot soup or a porridge and burn your fingers on the bowl once it's been in the microwave? Oh, no longer. This is ideal. This is ideal. These have been so popular on pre-order. In fact, these are the most popular on pre-order so far. You are going to make a set of how many, Kerry? 6? 8.
Is there 8 there?
It says 4 on the graphics.
5, 6, 7, 8. You can make a set of 8 from them.
So
we originally were going to do it as a set of 6, but as I started sewing the samples, you actually get 8, so that's a bit of a bonus, I think. So
hang on, that's £2.24 a bowl cosy. Imagine for all of your crisps, your Christmas nibbles. These are brilliant.
I mean, we generally tend to go for sets of 4 or sets of 6, but it's always a bonus when we've got the extra for, like you say, your nibbles and, your party table.
Or even in the centre of your Christmas dinner table, put a bowl in with your veg in. Your veggies in. Put your roasties in one, your peas in another, your carrots in another, your sprouts in another. You've got 8 bowl cosies there. And they're going to match in with your placemats. They're going to match in with your coasters as well. In the kits, you have everything that you need. How are we getting on with the mug rug, sorry?
So all I've done here, I skipped ahead, sorry, is just into the corner. I'm just cutting. So when I cut my corners, I just cut at each angle. So at a sort of 30-degree angle there, so getting a nice point. Turn these the right way out. Make sure you've pressed into that corner there. give them one little press, and the next thing that we're going to do, I don't think I'll get a chance to show you that while we're live today, but again, this is a nice project that you can sit at the sewing machine and do. Tuck that raw edge there into the centre, give that a little press. You can pin that into position if you wanted to, or quilting clip if you've got that in your collection. And all we're doing here is to just slip stitch that turning gap, and there we have an extra mug rug for our collection.
Amazing. I love them. They're absolutely flying out. If you do want the whole kit, it's available on the website. Should we move on to the bowl cozies then?
Shall we?
These are absolutely flying out. Ollie, if you are, quite savvy at upscaling or, reducing the size of your pattern, then by all means, you can make little egg cups if you want. You can make them larger if you want. It's up to you. But you do get
here again. I've had so many ideas given to me today. We've got egg cozies. We've got Halloween sorted.
You do get all of your templates to make this size, which is the sort of size that you would put your normal sort of dessert bowls in, like your little bowls, to put your ice cream in or your porridge in. You also have all of your fabrics. Is this 4 fat quarters again?
4 fat quarters.
4 fat quarters and your instructions. You're also getting all of that wadding to go in the centre of these. So this is going to, I suppose, keep everything a bit warmer. You could use Thermolan if you want.
You could use a Thermolan if you wanted to keep the collections warmer.
Yeah, but these will hold their shape, don't they?
These will hold their shape, and this is not the correct, one of the questions we get asked, this is not the correct batting to put in if you want to use them in the microwave.
No.
So don't put them,
No.
it's there for when you take your hot porridge out or on a cold morning, just to put them in.
That's
So,
it, exactly.
I know that
And nice
comes
and
up a bit.
decorative, like you say, for on your treats. On the we always have treats out at Christmas, whether it be chocolates, yes, or nuts and raisins and all things like this. Mince pies, mini mince pies you can put in here. £7.99, and that is for, remember, ignore your graphics, 8. Double the amount that it states on your screen. You can make all these, and they are beautifully lined, all of your fabric included, for just £17.99. Now, the templates look like squares. They start as squares.
They start as a square, so you've got two different sizes there. One is for your interior and exterior fabric, providing you slip stitch these, which I'll show you in just a little while. They're reversible as well, and then your top stitching. Now your batting, what really helps to keep the shape and get the right shape for them is your batting is just really ½ inch smaller. So the 2 templates are in there, but just keep your batting just a little bit smaller like I've done here. Might be easier to see that. In fact, it's easier to see it on the green, isn't it? If I just pop that there. So you can see that that's just a little bit, and that allows for your seam allowance as well. So the first thing to do is to place your batting onto one of the fabrics. It really doesn't matter which fabrics. Then bring the fabric so it's pattern facing you. Take the next, so pop that to one side for now. Oh no, actually, I'm going to do this slightly different. I'm going to do some decorative stitching. The decorative stitching is optional, so I'm going to pop that onto the red. And because we've got the machine, I thought let's add a decorative stitch into there. So dependent upon the colour fabric that you're using, this has got some lovely, some really beautiful stitches on there. What we're going to do, now you can draw this on, and your pattern booklet shows you how to draw it on, but all I'm going to do is to do a decorative stitch, which just adds a little bit more to the bowl when it's finished, from corner to corner, so at your 2 diagonals.
Which one are you going for?
What should we go for? See, there's one there, like a little Christmas
Oh,
tree.
yes, number 53. I'm going to turn this around in a little bit so you can see everything. Sorry that it's all a bit secretive over here, but there's loads of stitches. There's alphabets as well. There's a variable speed control, so you can slow it down, speed it up. This is the Brother machine, by the way, which is the FS250FE. Those of you that already are familiar with Brother, they are, of course, a very, very reputable brand in the sewing machine world. So you've got a great warranty with them. I think it's a 2-year warranty. It is a really, it's a real workhorse. You can do quilting on it
I
as
think
well,
we need to
patchwork.
change. I'm going to go halfway with a tree, but then we've also got a little holly.
Oh, there's 2.
There's a holly. I didn't
Christmas
see
ones.
the
Where's
holly.
holly?
There, look.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh, yeah.
as you flip this up, there is
show
a
you
little
both of
holly. Let's have a little look. I normally stick with zigzag, as you know, but we have holly there, so let's play with a holly.
Look, there's all of these as well. There's so many. It actually, the stitch chart actually moves so you can see. How many stitches, Laura, did you tell me? 250 different stitches. And it's got all of your utility stitches. I think there's about 10 different buttonholes, lots of applique stitches, stretch stitches if you're a dressmaker as well. It's perfect for that.
The best thing to do really when you get a machine with lots of stitches is to just take a piece of plain fabric, piece of batting, and to just sew lines across your square really, and that will give you, one, to get to know your machine, to see the different speed. You know, the more detailed your stitches are, the slower the machine will move across your fabric. But things like the little holly here, you can see how fast this is speeding across. But it's a nice project to do, and it makes just a nice cushion front as well. So that's what I tend to do when I get a new machine, or if you're just starting out with a machine. So we've done the stitching across both diagonals now. And then the next thing that we're going to do is to pair of scissors and a pen, or a rotary cutter and a pen, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to fold this in half now, taking the, I thought that was going to fold back, but it's not.
How you didn't do a holly stitch, did you?
No, I know.
You did 18, which is that one.
Which
You
is the
did
one
like
at
a
the top.
tumbler.
Yeah, so this one's on the bottom.
Oh, mode 3.
But we've got a little tree there. So the next thing we're going to do, just using your mat here, select your 2-inch, or you can use a ruler, or even a tape measure. Feel like we need to do something with a holly now, as I said.
Yeah, I'll
the wrong
find
one.
it.
Have we got it? So bringing this down now onto the 1-inch, using a ruler or just drawing across at this angle, as you can see here, we'll do that on both sides. You just want to play, don't you?
I'm trying to see where we're best to see it.
The holly.
I think it's holly.
Yeah, because it's selected the end, look.
Yeah.
There we go. So just, oh, you've selected that and I need a straight stitch.
Oh no, you desperately need a straight stitch.
Not desperately, but for this particular step, yeah.
Okay, let's go back to normal. There you go then.
There we go. So I'm going to draw that on both sides and then just open this up, fold this one more time, using that measure again, so 2 inches into the bowl cozy, 1 inch here, and the same on this second side. So 2 inches down, 1 inch across. Now, when you're doing this, I'd recommend using a ruler. There we go. I feel like I've got a very glamorous assistant selecting the stitches today. And then starting at the corner, what we're going to do is start with a reverse stitch and finish with a reverse stitch. So we're just simply sewing across that line that we've just made. And the same on all of these sides. So now we've got this section here, we're just simply going to cut that corner off. And then we'll fold this once more, so we're getting the second side there. So folding this, making sure those raw edges marry up.
Sorry, just come closer to me, Kerry.
Oh, so I keep
You've
moving over there.
wandered away
I do
from
that
me.
all the time.
I know, I'm starting to take it personally. Don't forget, those of you that are just waking up with us, good morning, good morning. I'm Vicky, this is Kerry from Living in Loveliness. Everything is loaded onto the website. We've got loads and loads and loads of kits to bring you today. 3 brand new kits. The bauble back in stock. Okay, half the bauble is gone. Loads of you have got it in your basket. So if everybody who's got it in their basket checks out, then, ooh, you've got to be quick. There's so much on the website today. Have a look. You've got your patterns individually. We've got sewn with scraps, kits as well, back. The Star Table Centre kit, back. It's there on pre-order if you want to make the most of it. The place setting kit, which is coming up, and there's the Brother Sew machine, which we're using today. If you've got any questions about it, it is also on split pay today at just £133, I think it was, which is brilliant.
There we go. So I've just done that onto the same sides there. So just cutting away that excess, and that gives us one side of your bowl cozy.
We can't see, come on over to
Sorry, I need a dot. Don't know why I keep moving towards the iron. Maybe I really want to do some ironing today. I don't know.
Next time we're putting you an earpiece in. It's time. You could handle it, couldn't you? All the voices in your head.
Oh, yeah. I wake up dreaming about bulbils,
Exactly.
so you know.
Oh yeah.
It might be a break.
You might be a little bit distracted about the fact that Ollie has decided to set up his own sewing show now. He's very excited about all of his sewing ideas that he has after you've inspired him.
Well, I'm quite happy to sit with you and have a coffee and, you know, listen to those ideas. And when I'm back next time, always need ideas and inspiration.
He says, no, they're my ideas.
How are you fitting them in with your 5-hour shifts?
Exactly.
I can bring them back as kits and make it super easy for you. It is lovely. So it might be a bit difficult to see here on the green fabric, but I'm simply just repeating the same. Where did I put my little pins?
Your little pins, where have I put them somewhere? Do you want these? Oh, you've got...
It's okay, I'll use these ones here. So for the lining fabric or the interior fabric, I find sometimes that this tries to move a little bit, so I always pop a little pin in there. So same measurements, 2 inches down, so 2 inches into the fold and 1 inch onto the top, and I'll do just two sides at a time. So bringing that back onto the straight stitch. I feel like in the break before I leave today, I need to get this holly. So next time I'm here, we can do the holly. Don't think.
Definitely.
There we go. So the same angle, so this sits nicely into the fabric. So trimming away that little corner and the final 2 sides. And again, all of the kits that, you know, we've brought along today, they're nice, easy projects, perfect for beginners, and nice and speedy projects as well, which is what I quite like. I like instant satisfaction with the little projects. And they look great as well on your table.
Laura, you need to message your dad and ask him what Catherine wants from a sewing machine, what it is that she wants to do. Does he know what sort of sewing she does? If she hasn't sewn for a long, long time, apparently she used to do dressmaking, she wants to get back into sewing. This is ideal for that then. Yeah, this is a really special one, yeah. And actually, it's a really good price. There are sewing machines that have got alphabets on and some of the features that are closer to £1,000. Generally, ones that have got alphabets on of this sort of size, I know about £600. So to get it under 400 is really good, yeah.
I know one of my ladies that come to my class won't mind me mentioning her name. Hilary, the lady's name is, and she brought this machine when she had her grandson, purely for the alphabet, actually, because she wanted to put his name onto everything.
Oh, it's so nice to personalise things, isn't it?
She's got, you know, his name's on absolutely everything. You know, if it's there, then we certainly have to use it.
Oh,
There's my
perfect,
pins.
isn't it?
So to put this together now, what we're going to do is to place one. I find it easier if I put the one with the batting on the inside, drop the second one in pattern facing. Now, the booklet and the template show you how to make this square, but you could round the corners at this stage if you wanted to. So if you want to give them a different look, and especially if you're going to make all 8 of these, you know, you might want to give them a curved edge as well. At that point, you can just give that a little cut. I've seen that done with the bowl cozies in the past as well, and they look great. Now for your, oh, I've forgotten to cut that one. So 1, 2, let's just trim that away. So for the seams, now because I've got a couple more projects to show you, you can, if you want these to nest together nicely, if you push, in fact I'll do that with a pin now, line up those seams on top of each other, press one seam to the left and one to the right, and just slide a pin through so they naturally nest together and you get a nice finish on there. But just for speed, I'm going to just pop into the corner there. So the next thing that we're going to do is to just place this onto the sewing machine. Now your turning gap, you will need a turning gap here for this project. Anytime I'm doing a turning gap, it doesn't matter which project it is, I always avoid leaving my turning gap on the points or near any seams, so we're not putting pressure onto there. So for my turning gap here, I'm going to leave the biggest one that I possibly can, perhaps about 1.5 inches, just marking that up with a pen. And then we're going to start and finish with a reverse stitch on here. So just placing this flat onto the machine, starting.
Your bowl cozies, sorry, make 8. Someone just asked about how many they make. 8. So not 4 that's on the screen, you make 8 of these bowl cozies with the kits that are on your screen. So less than £20 to make all 8 of them. And that's including your wadding, that's including all 4 fat quarters, your pattern and your templates as well. And the fabrics are beautiful. Beautiful quilting weight quality, metallic gold on there as well. It's just gorgeous for Christmas. And I think a lot of us tend to stick to the traditional red, greens, golds, Christmas decor. They're going to look lovely.
All the kits that we've created over the years, I've kept to the same sort of colour tone, so you know that they're working really well. So as you build up your collection or your projects, you know, you get in all of them that naturally coordinate.
It's lovely. It's going to go with your bauble. Those of you that have got the bauble, well done. There are still a few kits remaining, and I mean just a few though, so if you've got them in your basket, do check out on the bauble kits. It's only 1p&p, remember, all day long, and that includes Hobbymaker at 1 till 6 as well.
So onto the corners, all I'm doing here, again, just cutting at an angle either side of that seam. A little pile there, finding that turning gap, take a moment to trim away all those excess threads. I tend to find the batting tries to cling on to them as well, so pop all of those. Find that little turning gap and point to the furthest point of your bowl and just push that through that turning gap. These make as well nice little places to put your scraps into, so at the side of your sewing machines.
That's it, exactly. Or to keep all your quilting clips in there, little pins, or yeah, absolutely.
To be honest, when we first did this, I did them for the sewing room when I made them in the first fabrics. They're so useful. I mean, they look fantastic on your Christmas tables, but they're so very useful in your, you know, organising really in your sewing areas as well.
What about filling it up with, you know, some homemade biscuits or anything, little mince pies, and then putting some cellophane around it, or all year round if you're going to put some, I'm thinking like...
Your ball in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Such a lovely, you have such lovely gifting ideas.
That would be really lovely to have as a base for a gift, so you could put some chocolates in there and some cellophane and ribbon. It'd look beautiful. Once you've got the pattern, the world's your oyster. You could have some that are coordinating with your dressing room, that you keep your hair bits and bobs, bobbles and things in.
Yeah. You have so many lovely ideas, Vicky.
I'm thinking from a paper crafting point of view, actually, it's always handy to have lots of storage for all.
Oh gosh, yeah, we never have enough storage. It's my favourite thing to make, to be honest, is the storage, anything to do with storage. So I've just given this a little press. Again, you've got that turning gap. Definitely if you're having these out on your Christmas tables, or even if you're gifting them like Vicky's just recommended, push that seam into the centre and just take a moment or two to just slip stitch that turning gap there. And then to finish your bowl cosy, what we're wanting to do here is to just top stitch all the way. In fact, that little Christmas tree that we did originally looks
really
great.
lovely.
It looks lovely there, doesn't it? So select your stitch that you want to work with. This would be a great time to be using that holly, but we won't get a chance to do that for the demonstration today. You don't have to top stitch, it just gives your projects that lovely finish. So top stitch around your bowl cosy to finish that off.
You've done a nice zigzag around these. They look really, really beautiful. So those of you that are checking out on your kits today, just $17.99, you're going to be able to make 8 of your bowl cozies. Ignore the graphics. We decided double it. Why not? 8 bowl cozies this time for $17.99. 4 fat quarters plus your wadding and your instructions and templates all comes beautifully wrapped in tissue paper, sent to you for $17.99. Right, few questions about the sewing machine. We can go through it now if you would like. So, This is the brand that, as I said, this is probably becoming one of our flagship machines now at Sewing Street, which is our sister channel. Those of you that are getting into soft crafts, straight after our early morning hobby maker shows, in fact, between hobby maker shows from 8 p.m. to 1 p.m, same channel, you can watch lots of sewing demonstrations. So if we start on the front of the machine, well, we can go through that, that's absolutely fine. So you've got your LCD screen here, which you can go through all of your different stitches really, really easily. So if I'm going through, it's in tens on the one and then in singles in other numbers on the other side. So you flick through all your stitches, which I'll show you in a moment. The great thing about having a computerized machine, please don't be put off by the word computerized, because I know a lot of people get a bit scared of that word. And it actually just means that it is even more, it's easier for you. So it will automatically default to its recommended stitch width and stitch length. The needle will move to its correct position. It won't do anything that it's not allowed to do. You can even see here how user-friendly it is. It tells you here, that is a picture of the foot, and N is the foot that it is selecting, that it's recommending for the stitch that I've selected there. And all of the feet that come as standard will have letters on them, so you can't get it wrong. You've then also got you can see here, a 3-year, I said 2-year earlier. You've actually got a 3-year warranty on this, which is brilliant. So this is how you can override your stitches. So if I go back to the start, I'm just going to turn it off and on. If I go back to my normal straight stitch, I love that as well. If you think I've pressed too many buttons, I don't know where I am, turn it off and on, and it will go right back to your normal straight stitch, which it's got me down as a 2.5 stitch length. You can override that though, and it goes right up to a stitch width 5, stitch length, sorry, 5, and a stitch width of 7. So you can do, if you're doing alphabets or zigzags, a really lovely wide zigzag or satin stitch for a plique. You've got lots of manoeuvre. And then if we just come across to here, you've also got your speed control. So you can slow it right down, whether you're a beginner or whether you're a more advanced sewer, but you want to take a bit more care. Maybe you're coming up to an intricate part on a sleeve that you want to really control. You can slow it right down or speed it up. You've got your needle down position there. So if you're stopping and repositioning your fabrics, you've got your needle down for pivoting around corners. That's really, really handy. Your reverse stitch, so that's for going back and forth at the start of a seam. And then this button here is your start stop, so you can use it with or without a foot pedal. Also has your automatic needle threader there. You can really, really easily, with just the click of a button at the back here, change your foot. So the foot clips off and clips back on really, really easily. So you can change to whatever foot you want, whatever foot you need. So you don't need to worry about using a screwdriver. Also, when you are working with weightier fabrics, denims or quilting, you've actually got that extra lift here as well. Couple other things. I mean, I could talk about this for the whole hour. It also has a free arm. If you're doing bag making or dressmaking, it's really handy that you can actually remove this front section to sew in the round. So you can actually put a trouser leg or a sleeve onto that and sew in the round. But there's also extra handy storage in there, which keeps all of your feet, which come as standard.
Stitch unpicker.
Oh yeah, and you get a stitch unpicker, which is going to be your best friend.
But it's in that little handy box, so it's not getting lost.
That's it.
Which I think is...
Because sometimes it comes, with a little pouch of different things that you get all your accessories, and you end up losing them. You end up losing them. This is where the alphabet is. So if you lift up this little stitch chart at the top, you've got your alphabet, and you can see here there's 3 different alphabets. So you've got your normal capitals. You've then got almost like a script font, italics font, and then you've also got this one, which is how do I describe that? Like bubble writing, like outlined.
Yeah.
Outlined. There you go, it's amazing. So you've got all of your symbols there as well. You've got numbers, you've got all of your alphabet. You can lower the feed dogs. It doesn't come with a free motion foot, but you can purchase one so you can grow with it.
Yeah, and I think, with the speed, especially when you were mentioning slowing it down, if you are starting with free motion, sometimes the thing that can be quite overwhelming is how fast your machine moves. So I think having the option to slow it down while you're doing your free motion is brilliant.
And then most importantly, look at all these stitches. You have got a huge array of utility stitches. You can see here, you've got all of your different buttonholes. You've got a great array of satin stitches and applique stitches, blanket stitch. You've got lots of decorative stitches. The one that Kerry was talking about is actually this one here. Can you see you've got Christmas trees? You've got holly there. There's lots of beautiful decorative stitches to play around with as well. And of course, even though we're saying there's over 200 stitches on this, you can also override them to make them longer, to make them shorter, to make them wider. So there's actually even more. Possibilities are endless with it, really.
Yeah, definitely.
Love it, absolutely love it. If there's any questions, I know that we've only got about 40 minutes left on air before we hand over to Sewing Street. So any questions you have, get them in. It also comes with a hardcover and an extension table
I've
as
got
well.
the extension table.
Comes with an extension table. I mean, normally you'd have to pay a lot extra for that. So yes, there's a whole channel of great support. Every single day we're live on Sewing Street from 8 to 1. So you've got any questions about the Brother Machine, of course you can always get them in. Right, we've got more kits to bring you with Kerry. Giving you a second just to go through to the customer service team if you want the Brother, if you want any of the ball kits, the bowl cozies, the mug rugs, they're all there on the website. Go, go, go. We're back with more of Kerry's kits after this.
Hobbymaker are proud to work alongside some of the biggest brands in the industry. Keep watching for these brands and many more here on Hobbymaker.
Hey everybody, it's Keith here from Paper Dynamics. Why don't you join us this Friday the 5th of August for the Paper Dynamics Takeover Day. Yes, we're going to have 5 hours of solid creative fun with over 80 different SKU lines for you to choose from. So why don't you treat yourself? You can be buying products like these. So don't forget, join us this Friday from 1 PM on Hobbymaker for the Paper Dynamics Takeover Day.
It couldn't be easier to watch Hobbymaker. You can join us on Sky, Freeview, on our website or on YouTube. So you can watch at home or on the go. Want to know what's going on in the next show? Then head over to our website. Click on the TV guide. This will tell you who's presenting, which guest we have joining us, along with what's going on in each hour. If you ever miss a show, you can catch up by clicking on the day you missed and then click Watch This Show. You can also view what product was on and if it's still available to buy. Catch up on Hobbymaker.
Here at Hobbymaker, we love seeing what you've been making, and it's our job to keep you inspired. So how does a £100 credit to your Hobbymaker account sound? Every month, we're going to be giving away a £100 credit to one lucky Hobbymaker's account. And all you have to do to enter is simply send a photo of your craft you makes to studio@hobbymaker.co.uk. We will be picking one winner each month at random, and we'll announce the lucky winner on air in the 5 PM show on the last Saturday of every month. So what are you waiting for? Get crafting, get motivated, and get inspired with Hobbymaker.
Our call centre is based in the UK and available 24/7. Just call 0800 001 4433 or email help@hobbymaker.co.uk.
My name is Anne-Marie and I am the creative manager at Hunky-Dory Crafts. Hunky-Dory are the UK's premier papercraft manufacturer, and we design and manufacture all of our papercraft goodies back at home in Preston. We do lots of papercraft products as well as moonstone dies. We have our prism range of colouring mediums like watercolour pencils, alcohol markers, waterbrush pens, and we also have our very own range of stamps called For the Love of Stamps. We're really looking forward to bringing you all of our brand new product launches, as well as our inspirational demonstrations, which we just know the audience love.
Oh, having a lovely morning today. It's always lovely with living in loveliness, isn't it? When did you come up with the name, in fact?
Oh gosh, it really was when my little boy, who was it? It was when Chase. Yes, when I was pregnant, I had to think back then.
Well, you have got through it.
I had to think back, which son was it? So it was when Chase was a baby, and while I was on maternity leave, I've grown up with sewing. My mum always sewed, and I was a bit bored when he was sleeping. You know, babies sleep so much. And so it really was Craig that said, get out the sewing machine and start sewing. So I went to this beautiful quilting shop, and it really was there when I was in that quilting shop, saw all the fabrics, and I said, this is what I really want. I want to live in loveliness. Yeah. And I made Chase just a little booty advent garland, and I just put a picture, an album on Facebook, and called it Living in Loveliness, and put everything in there I made, and it stuck really. So.
And how old's Chase now?
Chase is 11 this year, so.
It's amazing, isn't it? And I do love it. It's all very on brand, though. All of the beautiful tissue paper. You do feel like it's that bit of luxury for you, a bit of a treat for yourself. Oh, by the way, we wanted to show you, that's the holly stitch. We just had a bit of a play, but you couldn't see it on the other fabric. So that's the holly stitch that's on the Brother machine, which is gorgeous. Right, are we ready for the star placemat? Those of you that have already shopped ahead, it's brand new in today. You've already seen it on the website. Why don't everybody who's checking out on pre-order? If you do want the pattern on its own, we have got a kit today, but if you do want the pattern on its own, maybe you've got your own fabrics and waddings, go for it. I love the fact that you've got space for your cutlery, not just an ordinary placemat. You've actually got a lovely little pocket. I'm always in charge of decorating the table at Christmas. I'm banished from the kitchen. I'm not allowed in. I'm not a very good cook at all. So I always take pride in setting the table beautifully. And I always really struggle with the cutlery, putting it down. I always try to like do some fancy thing with a napkin wrapping around them. But this is amazing that you can put your knife, your fork and spoon all in your placemat. And it's got that beautiful detail of the star on there. You've got, I think it's fat quarters in the kit, is it?
It's a mixture of fabrics in this particular kit. So we've put enough fabric in there to allow you, so you get more of the cream, because that's the colour that we're featuring most in the fabric. But there's enough in there for you to make four of the place settings for this
Right,
one.
so we'll bring the kit on next, but you can use fabrics then from your stash to £6.99 and your wadding. Right, so that's your pattern on its own. Remember, it's brand new to us today. You don't need to get the pattern separately because it does come as part of the kit. So you've got all of that fabric. You're getting more of your backing fabric, obviously your red and your cream, and then you've got your beautiful patterned poinsettia fabric, and you've got the little mistletoe holly. So cute.
They're sweet, aren't they?
4 fabrics, 4 different colours, and you've got your pattern all included, plus your templates, any templates that you're going to need for that central star, just £19.99. And how many did you say you're making? 4 or 6?
Four of these ones.
4 placemats, just £19.99. Graphics are correct on this one. It's just the bold coasters that you made more. 4 placemats, front and back, all for £19.99. All that you need to add then is your wadding.
That's it.
Brilliant. All you need to add is your wadding. And I love that it's got your central star. I've got a feeling people are going to be personalising these, especially, you know, if you've got your Brother machine that's got your alphabet, you could also put the names of the people who sat around the table.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
That'd be
idea.
really special. They just have to come every year thereafter.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Means you have to invite them every year. Or then you get to take it home with you.
Or take it
home with you.
Take it home, wash it, and bring it back next
Yeah,
year.
bring it back. Make sure you bring it back. Because this is what I love about Christmas things, is that you do get them out every year. There was a lady who messaged in the other day, and she says, I love quilting. She says, but all my children now, they don't want any more quilts. I've got no more beds to put them on. I've run out of space for quilts. But Christmas things, you get out year after year, and they're really nostalgic. I think they're almost passed down through generations of families, aren't they? £19.99 for your set of 4. Now, right, should we dive into demo, just because I'm conscious of time?
Yep, so again, nice, easy projects. All I've done here is cut the fabrics. your pattern templates, there's pattern directions on there, although the fabrics we've put in the kit, and every time I've made these, I've used a non-directional fabric. So placing these out as the pattern booklet suggests, what we're going to do, so you've got your 2 sashing top and the bottom, so we'll start by popping your sashing on top of that cream there. Now I have made these up in other colours with a darker fabric, but if you really want to showcase that star, then keep this plain, and as well, if you want to personalise these, keep that nice and plain. So just with that main panel there, pattern facing towards you, we've got those little gold dots just there, and then we're pinning the sashing along that top raw edge. It's only a little bit, so you could skip the pinning if you wanted to, and then pinning along the bottom as well. Now, if you're going for just the pattern, these actually make, and originally when I did this, I did these in floral fabrics for, you know, taking on picnics with us. So
nice.
really, you know, really nice because they do roll up and pop into your picnic bags. So all of the seams that I'm using on all of my patterns, to be honest, is a 1/4 inch.
Do you know what? This is a good idea now. I was just telling Kerry in the break that Maisie's got to the stage now that she's throwing a dinner. So I need to almost put a placemat down, one that's washable, so that I'm not constantly cleaning this high chair. She just throws it everywhere, So yeah,
I'd like
maybe
to say you'll miss that, but that is one thing that I don't miss
No.
right? Because it's, you know, going to the effort of cooking the dinner and everything else, and then having to clean and not just do the washing up. You know, it's everywhere, isn't it? Up the sides, on the floor.
Do all kids go through that?
Yeah, well, mine did. I can't comment on all children, but all 3 of mine went through it. And they just laughed, you know, I'd say.
Yeah, they find it funny. They think it's a game.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But then you get your own back when they're teenagers and you make them tidy up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, there's lots of things that I miss from them being babies. That's definitely not one of them. No, definitely not that one. So pressing the seams out, we're going to press the seams. I have to think then, am I using the right word? And we want that to press towards the raw, the darkest of the fabrics, really. So just keeping that pattern facing and pressing along those seams. There you go, a bit easier to see from the back. Just give that a little press. Now, on most of my patterns, I do like getting the most from the fabric, so a lot of the pockets you'll always find that I put a little bit of binding on, really because I like to get the most from the fabric and also showcase those. So for that little strip there, wrong side of the fabric facing towards you, and just folding that in half. And then we're just going to align that there with the top of the pocket. Let's just grab a few pins.
Everything that Kerry's doing, remember, is in the full instructions. And in fact, there are lots of demonstrations as well online. I'm sure on our Sewing Street YouTube channel, you'll be able to find
We've done this on there in the past, yeah. There we go. So for the binding, then what we're going to do is to press that seam up, fold this over to the back, and just make sure that that folded edge there is sitting just below that sew line. And again, this is a nice way to use those decorative stitches. I've got red on my sewing machine, really because the star, I want to use a satin stitch on there and make it pop, but you could use, you know, any other colour, and again, going back to those decorative stitches. So all I'm going to do is just centre this in the middle of the foot and then sew across that binding there. And because I normally use a zigzag stitch, I'll stick with what I know today, and we'll go zigzag stitch.
Those of you that are just waking up with us, 7:30, good morning. Everything that we've done so far today is on pre-order. This is the busiest Hobbymaker morning show I have done in terms of the amount of kits that we've got. There's so many lovely messages as well for Kerry coming through.
We always bring lots, don't we?
Oh, yes. Something for everybody. This is what's great, is that, you know, even if you are not a sewer today, we've got that beautiful ball kit. If you're just starting out, we've got the mug rugs. If you want to make, you know, gifts for people, if you want to make things to make to sell, then this is such a great show to watch.
So the next thing that we're going to do is to just place the pocket onto the side here. So I'm just placing that onto the green fabric. And then we're going to fold this across. There we go. In fact, let's do the pocket first. Let's make life easier for myself. Placing the pocket flat, aligning those raw edges, and then just the sides here. And we're simply going to sew along that seam to make the base of our place setting. And this really is a nice, simple design. So, you know, even if you get yourself the kit and you're a bit like me with great intentions, don't get around to doing it, they sew up really quick as well. If you're personalising them, you might need to leave yourself a little bit more time.
Who does the cooking in your household?
Well, it's normally, I always do Christmas dinner. I love doing Christmas dinner. Craig's a far better cook than me, and he's far more meticulous. I chuck everything in and wonder why it doesn't taste like the recipe suggests it should. So the majority of our cooking is done by Craig. And he's very good as well, so I'd hate to take that away, you know.
Oh, exactly. That's the same with Kieran.
And he's healthier than me as well. I always go for easy option.
Oh, loads of goose fat all over it. I love...
That's my mum. That's my mum's kind of cooking.
I
love going to my mum's. Oh, yeah, she makes just everything. You know that you're eating a really naughty meal when we go to my mum's.
So good.
It
Christmas
really does.
Does it?
Yeah. No.
There is still availability as it stands on the ball. The reason I say that is because there were loads and loads of you that missed out on it the first time Kerry was here. I don't want anybody else to miss it. The whole kit comes with instructions, fabrics, pins, ribbon, polyester ball. $13.99. It's absolutely brilliant value for money. To say that you're getting all of your fabrics that you need, no sewing required, not even a needle and thread, literally just the pins. Everything that you've got in the kit is enough to be able to make one of those beautiful balls. And so therefore it makes a nice gift for somebody actually. Maybe someone who wants to get into crafting, anyone who wants to do something with the children while they're off on the school holidays. Even if you want to save it until you start your festivities, it's a different gift idea. I always think, you know, there's a bit of a lull on Christmas Day. You could get enough of these, $13.99. It could be a table gift for everybody and everyone makes one. Yeah. And then you remember that Christmas. And
or you make one and let everybody do the washing up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good on. Yeah. Treat yourself. And then that could be your little treat to do on Christmas Day or Boxing Day. $13.99, and it comes with, as I said, all of your fabrics, your ribbon, your beautiful fabrics, and it comes with the pins and the polystyrene ball, all for $13.99. There are loads of you who have got those in your baskets. Don't forget, unlike other craft channels, you can check out as many times as you want. You'll only pay 1p, so don't wait to the end of the day to see what's coming up later on Hobbymaker. You can check out as many times as you want, and all of your orders are consolidated into 1p cost. Just wanted to mention that because there are a lot in baskets.
Right, so we've got the front of the place setting together. Now, if you want to embellish this, if you want to put your names onto here, your lovely decorative stitches, in the sample ones that I've got, I've just used a straight stitch. That's what I recommend inside the pattern booklet. But to be honest, if I had this machine and that lovely decorative stitch, I'd probably, instead of doing the straight stitch, run one of either the one that looks like a little Christmas tree or the holly across there. And it would be at this stage that you'd pop your name on. So I'd probably go for names just sort of along here, or even on your, in fact, probably not, because your plate's going to cover it, isn't it? Maybe even across here. Now, in the step-by-step instructions, there is the instructions how to make the little star. Now, the star features in several of our patterns, and they're all put together very easily. So I'm not going to put the star together for this, because we're going to look at the star table centre, and this goes together in exactly the same way. So if you're going for that star, I'll show you on a bigger version on the star table centre in just a moment how to get this star to sit just into the centre. So you're sewing that, popping it into the centre, and then I've used a satin stitch, and that really is where your stitch selector being able to reduce and increase it really comes in handy for a project like this one. Once you've done all your decorative stitching, nice and easy to finish your place setting, all you're going to do is to trim your batting to size, trim your backing fabric to size, and place those pattern facing. So very similar as I did in the bowl cozy, I'd perhaps leave a 3 or 4 inch gap either on the bottom or the top. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. On any of the sides, it doesn't matter. Sew around your exterior, leaving that turning gap, and then pull that the right way through, give it a little press, and again, you can go for either a straight stitch top stitching, or you can go for a decorative top stitching. And if you have a little look at the ones that I've made up, so I'm ready. We're only having 4 people for dinner. That's a shame because there's 5 of us in our family.
Who's not invited?
Well, my son's got a girlfriend and they're so smitten. They're like inseparable.
terrified that he won't be coming
I hate
for Christmas?
it. I hate it. I really do hate it. If he's watching, he will agree. I don't hate that he's got a girlfriend. I love that he's got a girlfriend. I love that he's in love. But the thought of him saying to me, can I spend Christmas Day? Is really worrying me.
What about, would you welcome her?
Yeah,
Christmas?
yeah, absolutely. But, you know, we're going to have this situation, aren't we? You know. In fact, last year when Honey had her boyfriend, he came to us for Christmas Eve. I was like, you can't go there, but they can come to us.
Yeah.
I can flit around. I'm quite happy to do that, but don't leave me. So I'm at the other end of it now, having those. I'm not cleaning up. Well, I'm still cleaning the dishes. That's a lie. But I'm not cleaning the floor. I'm just like pleading and trying to make home seem more appealing to them. So yeah, we might only need 4 this year. Then you've got your little pocket. I mean, these are great. Even if you're using, you know, Vicky, you said earlier on, if you're having like a table tray project, you know, this would be a great place to keep your little bits and bobs when you're decorating on your craft tray as well. So all I've done on here is put the star together and then use the satin stitch on there because I love that star design. And then you've got your pocket. If you're taking them on picnics, making them up, they'll roll up for your picnic bag or place onto your Christmas table.
Ideal. Absolutely love them. Remember, you're making a set of 4, £19.99. Now, as we're decorating our tables, we have brought back, after popular demand, now, oh my word, we have had emails back and forth, whether we could actually do this morning. So everybody has to make the most of this because, oh my word, the things we've done to try and get this in the show, it's brilliant. Your star centerpiece. This is going to be brilliant. If you've got your, you know, your turkey in the center of the table, your nut roast in the center of the table, this is going to be lovely to have. Or even, you know, all year out to be able to have a beautiful pillar candle in the center of that on a sideboard. Or hang it on the wall, absolutely. There are lots of different ideas that people have again for the Star Table Centre kit. And it comes all kitted with everything you need. I think it's at the, oh, it's here, thank you very much, Kerry. You've got your instructions on their own, but what I would do is today, for £19.99, definitely get yourself your kit. Now, this flew out last time. You get your instructions and you're getting, oh, thank you, you're getting all of your fabrics as well. Wrapped up absolutely beautifully. Ooh, where are they? There we go. Instructions, templates, full photograph instructions as well. Templates that you need in there and 4 beautiful fabrics. And they coordinate with all the other projects that we've done. But this time, look, you've got the holly and the stars. They're lovely, traditional colours, aren't they? They're timeless. They're absolutely timeless. They're classic. I love that you've got your solid red as well, so that's going to be the backing of your star.
And we've made sure that's 100% cotton as well, so you've got a big enough piece for the back. You're just going to need some batting.
Perfect. All folded beautifully when you get this home, but you get 4 fabrics, all included for £19.99. And that is to make your amazing star centre. Now, this is, again, looks very complicated.
We only do simple.
It's perfect. If you're starting out sewing this year, if these are your first projects that you're doing, go for it, especially with Kerry's help and support with her social media and all of her pattern. Now, we've got 15 minutes.
Can we do it?
We could do it.
We can do it. So I did bring this onto the last show that we're on the 21st of July was the last time we was here. And I started putting this together, so I thought it'd be quite nice to finish this off. And this is exactly the same way that you're going to put that star together. So as I did there, we're simply going to sew these strips together. So you actually, when you're cutting your pattern, you repeat this stage 3 times. So we are limited on time, so I'm not going to pin. So we're simply going to sew these 3 strips together. So taking your first strip and popping these in the centre. Now, if you look at the one that Vicky's got, that's red on the centre that we're showcasing, because that is, well, I love all the fabrics, to be honest. So when you're making yours, decide which of the fabrics you want to showcase the most, and that's really the one that your eye is drawn to. So the one that I'm making up today, I've used the green, but the cream would work just as well. So using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, I'm just sewing these 2 strips together. And trimming away that excess thread. And we'll do all the pressing at once in just a moment. Taking your next strip, we're going to place these pattern facing and again sew along that raw edge.
Don't panic, anybody who's getting the sewn with scraps kits, because we did actually have those on air last time. So we had a full demonstration with Kerry last time she was here on the 21st of July. So if you do want to get your sewn with scraps, we'll run through the kit before we leave you. But if you do want it, you've got the little gift bag. You also make the bottle bags. They're brilliant. Loads of you are checking out on this. We might not get time to do a full demo, but what you can do is go to our website or go to YouTube and you can watch the demos back.
So all I've done here is to just sew those together using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and all I'm going to do is to just press these seams. It doesn't matter at this stage which way you press the seams. So I always press mine to the darkest fabric, so I've pressed those towards the red and the green. Now in your pattern booklet, there is a template for you as well. I'm just going to use the one that I cut last time. So using the paper template that's provided from each strip, so you will repeat this 3 times. We're just going to cut from each strip 2 triangles, 2 diamonds even. Need Maisie here to help me with my shapes. There we go. So you'll get 2 from each, and then you've got a little bit left over as well. So same one. There we go. So what we're going to do next, let's place these out. So the first thing to do, the same as I did with the stars there on your placemat, had to think of the right word there. We're then going to place these triangles out. Where's my triangle? Am I missing a triangle? There we go. And I think I've dropped a triangle on my way in. That's not going to help me today, is it? So let me just show you.
A triangle or a diamond?
A diamond. Why am I keep calling it a triangle today? It's the 4 o'clock morning, that's what I'm blaming. So we put these together last time. What I'm going to do is to just press this seam. Now, when you press in the seam, it's important that you're keeping that diamond shape because that helps us get that lovely centre. Placing this on top. Now, as I mentioned, I'm going for the green in the centre there, and it's important. Don't worry if this is a little bit over, we can trim that down in just a little while. We want to make sure we're marrying up that diamond there.
Oh, so you get that nice point in the
So we're
centre
getting the
of your
point.
star.
Now, with the fabrics that I've chosen to work with, we're not actually going to cut that down. See that centre point, because I'm working with the green. But if you're using a bright fabric, you might want to get that spot on. So the technique to do that is when we're sewing a 1/4 inch, just make sure that comes off where your 2 fabrics meet. And then we're going to sew along. Now, I might need to use the kit and cut 2 more strips because I've definitely on my travels lost a diamond.
Right.
And I want to show you how this star goes together.
What we'll do is, whilst you're cutting
Yeah.
these then, do you want me to show you this sewn with scraps, just so that it's there on the website? Phone lines are busy. There is a bit of a queue, in fact, actually. They were really, really popular last time. Now, let's go for the red first. Is this one the red, I think? So you have all of your patterns. Now, this is going to be invaluable in your stash because you're going to be able to use these time and time again. We're all thinking about being more sustainable, reusing gift bags. These are ideal. You've got like your little lunch bag in there. You've also got your bottle bag and like a lunch bag as well. So you can make all of those different projects.
You can make 2 of each from the
2
kit.
of each, so six items. 6 items, 2 of each. All of this fabric, there's oodles and oodles and oodles of fabric in there. Loads and loads and loads. Plus you're getting your template and pattern, and then you're getting your little buttons. What's in here?
So inside your little goodie bag, there's the ribbon for the wine bag, and the ribbon for the little Emily bag, and then you've got 2 buttons, a green and a red.
Oh, they are gorgeous.
So everything you need.
2 wine bottles, 2 wine bottle bags, 2 of these lovely lunch bags. This is ideal for work, isn't it? 2 wine bottles, lunch bags, 2 lunch bags.
Why did I get a cup of tea this morning then?
And then you also have your lovely little tote bag, where it would be a gift bag, whether it be, oh yeah, this is another great gift bag, isn't it? So you've got your bag, your lunchbox, and your wine bottle covers, and you've got enough to be able to do 2 of each in there, plus all of your instructions for $29.99. All the fabrics. It was the most popular last time, completely sold out. It is brilliant value for money, isn't it? You can watch back the demonstration on our website. It was the 21st of July. And on YouTube. It is on YouTube as well, on our YouTube channel. Amazing. Thank you, Kerry. Are you all good now?
Yep. It's like I never lost it.
I'm waving to Carol. Are you live? Hello. It's live on Facebook.
So we've got that extra triangle now. So to put these together, we've got a set of 3 at the top, and we'll repeat this at the bottom. So just lining those up, first of all, get that star into position, always making sure that centre point is marrying up. So if I bring these together, and again, seam allowance is 1/4 inch.
Ollie's off to the beach volleyball Commonwealth Games this
Really?
weekend. I did go into
I
Centenary
feel like
Square.
I'm missing out, actually. Not
Where you live, isn't there like a festival site there?
where.
Whereabouts is it?
There is for the yeah. So my friend's been pretty much every day. I think they are very athletic though. So
I just love soaking up the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I went to Centenary Square just to, be part of the buzz. It was brilliant.
have you seen the mascot as well with all the little
Perry, yeah.
Oh, it's great. So the same as the centre one, making sure this is pointing towards the bottom and pinning this. We've got a friend whose daughter is unbelievably talented at gymnastics, so she's gone as like, this is where I'm going.
Oh, wow.
So it'd be really lovely to see.
Aww. This is it. It's so inspiring, isn't it? With the sport, with the Euros and the swimming. Did Adam Peaty win? Yeah, he didn't. No, but I think he did win the other day. I think he won. He won at the last one. I know he came 4th in the other one, didn't he? But I think freestyle, I think he won. Oh, no, because we still won, didn't we? England still won. But he broke his foot 10 weeks ago. He broke his foot. No, I didn't. Last night I was in bed. I told you I went to bed at 7 o'clock. Oh, really? They did the relay yesterday.
So when we're coming to put this together now, what we want to do is push the seams so then all those raw edges are marrying up. Same direction we did the first one anyway, so you'll be able to see that, but we want to tuck this seam to the side so the raw edges are marrying up. And this is really what helps us get that lovely centre point. So now placing these on top of each other, your 2 stars. And what I tend to do to get that lovely centre point is to just sit them together and roll it out so the 2 diamond shapes, not triangles, are pointing together. Pinning these into position, and then we're simply going to sew along that raw edge there to finish that star. Now, your red fabric we've put together in the kit is for the back. You're going to need some batting. I do get asked a lot if you could use an interfacing. I personally prefer something like this, the batting. And on mine, I quite like to do a lot of quilting on there. Again, the steps are in the pattern booklet, but you can keep this as simple, or you can do some nice quilting on there, whichever you prefer.
Maybe it's a good chance to use your fancy stitches as well. It'd be nice to put your holly on there again. Now we've worked out how to do it on the machine.
I feel like next time I'm in, I need this machine and we need to do something with holly. I'm going to need the machine to make the samples.
Are you doing Christmas on Sewing Street today?
Today, yeah, 2 hours of Christmas.
So will you be able to use the holly on that show, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah, do some showing off. Put some holly on there. Can I show you the green Sewn with Scraps kit as we are running out of time? Here we go. So we've got your pattern, your templates. Oh, do you also put your...
So in your kit, the fabrics are 44 inches wide. You're getting 1 metre of the metallic fabric.
Yeah.
You're getting 1 metre of the polycotton for your lining fabric.
Yeah.
And 1.5 metres of the lightweight fusible interfacing.
Oh, brilliant.
And
Metre and a half. Plus you've got your ribbon and your buttons.
Then
and
you,
your little
that's it. So I know, I like packing those.
All your templates, instructions are included as well. These were all very, very popular first time round with Kerry. All sold out on the first showing, which was the 21st of July. If you do want to watch the show back on YouTube, we did 4 demonstrations then. Grab the kits whilst you can, though, if you missed out first time round. Right, I've got 2 minutes, Kerry.
2 minutes. So once you've got your piece of fabric, the batting size you're going to need is 25 by 25. Placing your star onto the centre. If you're not doing any quilting, just cut this exactly to size, place it onto the red fabric, cut it out, sew it wrong sides together, remembering to leave that gap, and then reverse, press, top stitch, finished. If you're quilting, leave your batting the size it currently is and do all of your quilting first.
It tends to sort of shrink down, doesn't it, as you're
Yeah.
quilting? All of the instructions are in your kit, so don't panic, step by step. Plus all of Kerry's details of how to contact her on social media, so if you get into any trouble, get in contact. Now, the machine that Kerry's been using, just to quickly mention again, is the Brother. We've stolen this from our sister studio, our sister show, Sewing Street. But you are on there
I am
today
on there
anyway.
today, yeah.
You've got a couple of hours to have your breakfast and have
That's
a chill and
it.
prepare yourself. What are you doing on Sewing Street
We've
today?
got lots more Christmas kits and a different ball on there as well this afternoon.
Oh, nice.
This
If you
afternoon,
want to
later
do
this
lots of
morning.
baubles, stay tuned because we're about to hand over to Sewing Street in a minute. Those of you that have got your machines in your basket, check out. Remember, you've got a 3-year warranty. You've got split pay option at £133, which is amazing. This is the machine that I will always recommend. In fact, I've just recommended it to our producer here, Laura. It's a great machine, isn't it?
Fabulous machine.
Love
I
it.
love it.
Thank you, Kerry. It's been
Thank
so
you very
lovely to
much. It's
see
been nice to be
you.
with you today.
Don't forget, everything is on pre-order. The bowl cozies, the Sewing with Scraps kits, the placemats, the mug rugs, the bauble. Have I missed anything? We've done loads today, haven't we? It's been crazy.
It's woken us up.
Oh, yeah, I'm wide awake now. I'm ready for the day. Who's on Hobbymaker with you later on this afternoon? Pauline. And 2 hours of Ruth with ridiculous deals. Ruthless reductions, we're calling it, at 1 o'clock. Stay exactly where you are, though. But hand over to the gorgeous John Scott on Sewing Street, where you'll see Kerry at 10 o'clock. And we'll see you back on Hobbymaker at 1 o'clock. Bye.